Have you ever thought that the world we take for granted as seeing is believing might just be an elaborately designed illusion? Today, I'm going to tell you a mind-bending fact. Only 4.9% of the matter in the universe is known to humanity. The remaining 95.1% is dark matter and dark energy that even the most advanced scientific instruments cannot observe directly. Colorless, formless, and invisible, they act like an unseen hand, governing the expansion of the entire universe, the rotation of galaxies, and even our destiny. This is no metaphysics, but a definitive report released by NASA in 2023. The report states that our entire understanding of the universe is built almost entirely on a tiny slice of what our senses are authorized to perceive. So the question arises, is the real world we firmly believe in an objective existence, or an illusion we are allowed to perceive? In other words, from the moment you are born, a low-spec perception system is installed in you, dictating what you can see, hear, and touch. And all of this may be just the tip of the iceberg of the real universe. Chapter 1. Vision. The cropped highway of light. We've been taught since childhood that seeing is believing. But did you know your eyes might be a low-spec filter the universe put in place for you? Humans can only see a tiny segment of the electromagnetic spectrum, visible light ranging from 380 to 750 nanometers. The full electromagnetic spectrum, from gamma rays, X-rays, and ultraviolet light to infrared radiation, microwaves, and radio waves, spans billions of times our visible range. To put it in perspective, if the entire electromagnetic spectrum were a Sun 300-kilometer highway from Beijing to Shanghai, what the human eye can see is merely a 2-millimeter wide solid line in the middle of this road. You read that right? 1,300 kilometers, and we can only see 2 millimeters. Other creatures, however, are racing down this highway we cannot see, witnessing things beyond our wildest imagination. Honeybees. To us, flowers are red, white, purple. But to honeybees, flowers are an energy map drawn with ultraviolet fluorescence, with paths on the petals like airport runway lights guiding them to collect nectar with pinpoint accuracy. Rattlesnakes. The kings of night vision don't rely on their eyes, but on infrared sensors on their cheeks. They can detect temperature differences as small as 0.03 degrees Celsius. In pitch-black darkness, they can see the infrared radiation your body emits, even catching the slightest twitch of your finger. To them, humans are moving heat ghosts. Golden eagles. Standing 3,000 meters high in the sky, they can spot the movement of a mouse on the ground. The density of light-sensitive cells in their retinas is 5 times that of humans. If one stood atop Mount Tai and you at the foot, it could clearly see the pages you're flipping. They're watching a high-definition movie, while what we see is probably a blurry, pixelated image. The same world presents entirely different realities through the perceptions of different creatures. So, is the truth we hold dear an objective existence, or an illusion presented after our senses are authorized? Madso, Chapter 2. Hearing. The social network of the silent dimension. The human auditory range is roughly between 20 and 20,000 hertz. Sounds broad? In the natural acoustic dimension, it's practically crippling. Owls. Their ear canals are not on the same horizontal plane. When a mouse stirs slightly in the snow, the sound reaches their 2 ears with tiny differences in time and angle. An owl's brain can instantly calculate the prey's exact position, depth, and movement distance. It doesn't see its prey, but hears spatial information more precise than what our vision can capture. Dolphins. Instead of passive hearing, dolphins rely on active sonar vision. They emit ultrasonic waves and judge the shape and density of underwater objects through the echoes. They can even detect the heartbeat of a fetus in a mother dolphin's womb, or whether a fish swimming by is healthy. This is a form of acoustic imaging that transcends mere hearing. Elephants. Despite their clumsy appearance, elephants can communicate over long distances using infrasound below 20 hertz. The low-frequency rumbles they emit can travel tens of kilometers through forests and the ground. Elephants far away receive and respond in sync, forming a natural low-frequency social network beyond the reach of human hearing. The world we hear is just a narrow channel in the vast acoustic universe. It's like holding a radio that can only tune into one station, while countless other channels are playing content you'll never hear. Chapter 3. Touch, the unmade contact, and the brain's internal narrative. Now, reach out and touch the table beside you. Do you feel its cold, smooth texture? But science tells you never truly touch any matter in this world. From a physical perspective, your fingers and the table are both made of atoms, with negatively charged electrons repelling each other on their outer layers. When you touch something, what's actually happening is a force generated by the mutual repulsion of these electrons on a nanoscale. Your brain perceives this repulsive force and, combining it with past experience, weaves the illusion of touching a glass table. In reality, there is always an empty electronic space between you and any object. What's even more mind-blowing comes from discoveries in neurology. In the 1990s, a veteran who had his right hand amputated suffered constant, excruciating pain in the hand that no longer existed. Doctors had him place his intact left hand in a mirror box, creating the visual illusion that his right hand was still there through mirror reflection, and guided him to slowly open this imaginary hand. A miracle happened. His pain vanished in an instant. It turns out touch is largely the brain's internal projection and simulation of neural signals. In 2005, a young man who lost his left arm insisted that his left index finger was itching. A brain scan revealed that the area in his brain responsible for that non-existent finger was still highly active. What we perceive is not the external world itself, but a story the brain tells in real time based on past experience. So, is the so-called real tactile sensation a stimulus from the outside world, or the brain's internal screenwriting? Final chapter, the myth of tools, a clearer misunderstanding. Since our senses are full of flaws, humans have created tools like telescopes, microscopes, and spectrometers in an attempt to transcend these limitations. But can these tools really bring us the truth? Microscopes. Even the most powerful electron microscopes do not directly see atoms. They observe the rebound data of electron beams bombarding a sample, and computers then reconstruct a probable image. What we see is a visual model generated by data and algorithms. Telescopes. Due to the finiteness of the speed of light, when we look up at the stars, we are actually seeing light emitted by celestial bodies, hundreds, thousands, or even millions of years ago. We gaze at a time-lapse panorama pieced together from countless historical relics, not the universe as it is in the present moment. Black hole images. The groundbreaking first image of a black hole in 2019 was not a direct photograph in the traditional sense. It was the most reasonable visualization generated from massive amounts of data collected by 8 telescopes around the world, processed with super algorithms and AI restoration. In a way, it is an imagination map based on scientific theories. Thus, a profound question emerges. If our senses are partial, and the scientific instruments we are so proud of are essentially nothing more than more precise and powerful illusion enhancers, then what exactly is the scientific truth we believe in? Epilogue. Marching forward at the frontier of cognition, we spend our entire lives living in the 4.9% of the universe we are allowed to perceive. Whether it's the innate senses we are born with, or the powerful tools we have invented, they are all just imperfect maps we use to navigate this infinitely complex reality. Acknowledging the inherent boundaries of our cognition is not the end of exploration, but the starting point of true wisdom and humility. Realizing we are immersed in a vast fog of the unknown, yet still choosing to hold aloft the torch of reason and curiosity and move forward, this is perhaps the most touching story of human civilization. Thank you for listening to today's program. Next time you look up at the starry sky or down at the corner of a table, take a moment to wonder, is the world we see real or an illusion we are allowed to perceive?